know that the game could end in stales and draws and all these sorts of things. So
Mm-hmm.
I know some of it. I also like watching a lot of chess stuff too, even though I'm bad at it. I'm a fan of the game and the top players and stuff. So um, I'm familiar with how it is. I'm just as myself, I'm not very proficient um, in a lot of stuff. But with some coaching, I could probably be pretty good.
That's right. Okay, awesome. Now tell me, what do you play with white and black? In fact, you're going to show me here on the board. So now you can move the
All right.
pieces,
Yeah.
and
So
you can also flip the board
white
too.
goes first, right?
Yeah, white goes first. Let's go. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to make a move. E5. Let's see what you do.
I would do this.
Okay, not bad. Okay, absolutely terrible. Don't ever do that again in your life. Okay, 100% garbage.
Was it because I
Terrible.
all right.
No, the reason for this is so, and I always want to show, real time how things work. So good thing is that you actually did one good thing. What I really like is moving the knight out. So what I want you to understand here is think of your pieces as what is it? What do we like to call it? Professional players in a way. So, or like athletes. So it's a team game. Chess is a team game, and you want to usually develop these guys. I always say get them off the bench. I work with professional athletes as well, and coach them in chess. So it's important to get these guys off the bench. So this should be your first mindset to do this. Now,
Oh, yep.
always,
Okay.
always, right?
I
And
would
this
cut
is
this.
good. Now, you also want to move in piece order. So tell me what that means. When I say piece order, do you know all the values of the pieces?
I know it goes like pawns are the least viable, then knights are
Yep.
the second. I think the knights or rooks are the second least viable,
Knights and bishop.
and then knights and bishops. Yep. And then it goes rook and then
Queen.
queen.
Absolutely. So if you're moving in piece order, that means you should move pawn, knight, bishop, rook, queen. That's generally how you should do it. There's always exceptions in chess, but generally speaking, that's the way to do it. Now, the reason why this move is bad is because, actually, let me make my move, knight of six. So the reason why this is bad is a general, rule is never, ever, ever push this pawn, the F pawn for white and black, until you are at least castled. The reason being is because your king is a very, very, weak piece, to say the least, except when it's in the end game. So when you have these pawns here, these are the most vulnerable pawns in the entire game. The F pawn, because it's only defended by the king. If you think about every other pawn on the board, it's defended by something else. But the king is the only thing defending this pawn, so this is a very weak pawn. So when you play F3, you're opening up this diagonal, which a lot of times you can get in trouble. For instance, I'll show you how I can immediately exploit it by playing, bishop c5. So remember, when you castle, let's just make a move. You can't now. First off, you also take away this square. They say knights on the rim are dim. So you say, oh, okay, I want to develop, but tell me how many squares can you go to from this square right here? How many squares does the knight have now from this square?
Just 2 or 3, I think.
Back 4, right here.
Oh, I can go back, right?
Yeah, you can go backward too. So all pieces can go backwards except the pawn. So the problem is you only have 4 squares to go to. Now, how about this knight? How many squares can it go to?
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. That's crazy how you just doubled your amount of moves by moving the knight closer to the center. Everything revolves around these 4 squares. So generally, you want to, develop towards that way. So when you played this again, not only did you mess up your king size structure already, but now you didn't put anything to help influence the center. Maybe in a way, I guess you defended this pawn. But after this knight moves here, I go bishop here, and let's just let me make my move. Bishop move, knight move. So I'm going to get castled. Let's say you want to do the same. You move this guy out. Logical. Cool. Yeah. Now I go here. Now you can't even castle. It's an illegal move. Because
all right, because your bishop's checking.
All because it is. And look at your bishop, right? Aiming at mine, but look what I got here. Pawn.
Yeah.
Very important.
Actually, yeah, because your rook just takes me, and yeah.
Exactly. So now let's start from the beginning. Let's run that back.
Yeah.
Try again. White the move.
Okay.
Okay, so up until that point, it was very good. That's why I wasn't saying nothing. You were just making moves, which was good. You're developing. Very good so far. So now let's go back for a few things I want to point out here. Number one is always ask, what am I doing? Like the three things you want to take away from today's lesson, the biggest things that you can do is number one is always be asking, what is your opponent doing? As soon as I make a move, so even from here, you know, you should be asking, what am I doing? Am I captures, checks, threats, anything? You know, this is that's actually number two. Is going to be looking for checks, captures, threats. But what am I doing, basically? Okay, cool. If there's nothing, then obviously you defend or you do what you were doing, which is bishop here and develop, which is fine. That's number one. Number two is checks, captures, and threats. I call it CCT. What that is an acronym for checks, captures, threats. That means all you're doing is looking for information. So, for instance, do real time. After knight of 6, you should ask yourself, are there any checks in this position? Yes, there's a check here. But that doesn't mean you do it just because it's there. It's just literally gathering information. Do you have any checks in the position? Yes. Are there any captures? Yes, he can actually capture this, but would that be a good capture? No, because this knight is worth 3, the pawn's worth 1. So if I end up capturing here, actually let's make a move. If I end up capturing, you should just capture me back. Now here, for you're saying, for you, you should do the same thing. Are there any checks? There you go. You capture it back. You want to take the pieces, take the material in a way. In fact, in Smash Bros term, you know, you got extra life right now. You have extra lives after taking this because you have more material in a way. So that's what you want. You know, take the pieces that they give you, obviously, and trades are fine. So let me say this. If I go like D4 here, so you go D4, you're like, oh, wait, I could be captured. Yes, but how would you capture this back?
Well, how would I capture your black pawn back?
Exactly. Very good. You could also take with the queen, which is another move, but knight takes is generally the better one. So correct. Okay. Very good. Very good. So far, so good there. Number one is always ask, what am I doing? Number two is checks, captures, and threats, right? That's the biggest thing, which we're going to do in puzzles in a minute. We're going to actually watch you do some puzzles live and grill you and like tell you how bad you are, but also how good you are at the same time, because you're going to learn from checks, captures, threats today. So now, all right, let's start from the beginning again. Run it back. Let's go, big dog.
All right.
Let's go. E4. Okay, and then we're going to switch and look at black too as well. Nice. Okay, so I want to point this out. I'll show you this before too as well. This is it's a good move because you developed. You want to get the guys off the bench. Totally normal. The problem is now at how many moves? Let's go back. How many moves does it take to get this bishop out?
Well, it should just take 2. Just move one pawn and then get him out.
Exactly.
What I want to do.
Exactly. So when you go here, how many moves does it take now?
It takes, well, if I move this pawn over, if I move this pawn,
it would be 2.
It should still be 2.
But generally, you do want to move this one, D3 or D4. So this one would actually take, it would take 3 moves. You would have to go 1 and then 2 and then 3 to get this out. Now, I like what you're doing with this. This is called a fianchetto, actually, with knight C6. So what it is blocking the pawn. You want to think of central pawns as like dollar pawns. These are worth a lot. So these are worth dollars. These are, and every other pawn is 10 cents less respectively. So that means how much would this pawn be?
That if that one's $1, it would be 80 cents.
Correct. And how much is this one?
70.
How much is this one?
70.
How much is this one?
90.
Perfect. So you usually want to use these as like, you know, these are strong pawns. So generally you do want to push both of these here. For instance, this is a good move. And why? The reason being is because you want to have your pieces to have full access of the board. Full access like this. Now you could go this route and do what you did here, but you are kind of limiting this pawn. Then you're going to have to get him out this way, which is still good. I mean, he's a long-range sniper. You want to think of bishops as snipers. That's kind of what they are. But they also can be up close and personal too as well. They can do damage from close, but they are really, really strong pieces on the long range like this, on a long diagonal. Generally speaking, though, I want you to stick to principles of like, you know, maybe move the pawn once or move it twice. And if you are going to move it twice, then know that after a capture, how would you capture this back?
What was that?
Oh, how would you capture this back? There you go. So, and you want to keep material even if you can. If you're down material, it happens. It's totally normal. Sometimes it happens. But you want to try to keep material count even. So I captured a pawn. I'm already up one of your pawns. You generally want to give it back or get it back, right? So then I take your knight. What do you want to do? There it is. Good job. Perfect. All right, man, you like stronger than 100. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I don't know where this 100 is coming from. That's kind of crazy. All right, so like let's do another one with white, one more, then we're going to do black, and then we're going to look at some other stuff. So, all right, let's go. I'm going to play Sicilian. Let's see what you play. Okay, I'm going e6. I like the speed at what you're playing. He's playing fast, guys. Like he's quick. He's just moving, and he's making good moves. Here, this is actually pretty good. Okay, so a little bit too fast here, but that's okay. You know, and the reason being is you just want to see what I was doing. This is called a fork, so I will be winning some material. Sometimes they might see that, sometimes they won't, but I'll actually see what you do.
Okay. Let's do.
Very good. Perfect. I just want to see if you would go capture it back. This is very good. Now, one thing I want to point out is you are completing development very good here. So, hey, chess.com in chat. What's up? Chess.com in chat. What's up, y'all? What's good? Yeah, someone give chess.com a sub. So, when Queen D2 happens, think about this. When you are fully developed, when this thing happens, right? That means all your guys are off the bench when you see these guys talking to each other. Now they're fully developed, but you can get exactly. You want your rooks like this every game, every single game. You want your rooks to be like this, and then bring them closer to the center. If you get this type of thing to happen, you already are in very good shape because your opponent, if they don't do that, I always like to tell students, the first to develop is the first to do everything else. So if you want to start attacking, you want to start, I got this plan, I got this idea, totally cool. Whatever you want to do, you can do. But first rule is get your pieces off the back rank. And then develop, and then get the rooks connected. I always say good things happen when you develop pieces. So far so good, bro. That was actually very nice. So now let's move to black here. You're gonna play black. I want you to flip the board. You can use I think it's X on the keyboard, and if that doesn't work, you can look in the top right hand corner for the flip.
Okay.
So now flip the board. I'm gonna play white. Let's see what you play. Nice. Very central control. What I don't want you to do is do stuff like maybe D6 or E6. These are good openings still, but you need to know what you're doing. What you don't want is to give up the entire center like this. So, for instance, if I flip the board and as white, you want to actually get 2 pawns in the center. And now you're controlling a little bit more central space than they are. So, in the contrary, what you did was E5, which is very good. Now, always ask yourself, what am I doing? And then you respond. Okay, all right, I'll take. Okay, now this is a trap. You will get in trouble here. Now, that was okay. You're actually going to get in trouble because it's a tactical blunder here. So, I just want to see what you would do. I am attacking this pawn, so I want you to defend it, but how?
No.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually a good one. There's a better one.
The better option here to defend would be this.
Well, remember that bishop in front of that pawn, not the greatest.
Oh. Okay, so probably just my knight defends then, maybe? So, like this?
Did you make a move? It didn't show up.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't show up on mine. Let me refresh. Sometimes it does that weird thing.
I moved
okay, I see it now. Okay. Knight C6. Yeah, so Knight C6, correct. This is correct. I'm going to go, let's go Scotch. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to continue developing my pieces. I want to move either my knight out of the way or my bishop out of the way to start getting a few things in motion. But I want this bishop to move too, so I can start castling my king. No, that bishop, sorry, because I'm black now. So I'm gonna go here. Okay,
so not bad. I mean, it does give up this pawn. This is the only one that I would need you to pay a little bit more attention to, and this is the only one because as soon as he did this, he attacked your pawn. Like, remember, chess is actually, I like to say that chess is simple math. So right now you defended because it's only one. Okay, cool. But then he hit the pawn a second time and said, cool, I got 2 on 1. So now you need to deal with this or else I'm going to take it because remember, you need to keep material balance. You want to keep it even or be up material if you can. So when D4 happens, we want to either take it. Well, actually, that's kind of the best move. I ain't going to lie. It's really nothing else. So capturing is the best move. And then after knight takes, just because you can trade doesn't mean you should trade. You can, though. You can, but it doesn't mean you should. I would actually develop my bishop somewhere. Or like you usually, this is like a go-to move for you that I see you do a lot, which is good. The bishop E7, and then I will go here. How would you play now?
Well, I still think it's just a knight that's left wide open. I feel like I should take it.
Well,
Not to go
actually,
against the
the
queen.
problem with taking this is the queen gets out early, and I'll show you why. Like after queen, nothing
Oh,
wrong with this with the queen being out early. If the queen's out early, they say like don't bring your queen out early. That's a rule. But there's always exceptions to the rule. Don't bring your queen out early if she can be attacked relentlessly. So for instance, let me give you an example. Is from the beginning, if we go e4, you went here. I go d4, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna just take that. And then he brings his queen out early. But you got this knight
yeah.
here. So you're like, wait, I'm gonna hit the queen once. And then he moves it back, not paying attention. And then look at this. This is called a skewer, where now the queen is literally lost already. And it's like 3 moves into the game. And the queen is already gone. You can't move it away. It's an illegal move because the king will be captured. The knight's defending the bishop. So after queen takes bishop, you already winning completely. All because he moved his queen out early and she was attacked. So it's important. Yeah, it's important to not move the queen out early if she can be attacked. So going back to what we looked at, e4, e5, you went knight f3, or I went knight f3. You went knight c6, defending. I went d4 to attack this pawn once again, twice here. So we captured, knight takes. Now, if we do this, this will, and actually I want you to ask a question when you're capturing, is it better for me or is it better for them? That's always a good thing to ask before capturing. Exactly. And it's better for them because it's going to expedite what we call, the development. So you can castle literally to both sides of the board. So a lot of people don't castle queenside. They just don't know about, the intricacies of it. But white can be very aggressive in the next few moves. I'll show you how that looks. Knight c3. We just get developed. You do the same thing. And then after castles and then castles. So when you see this type of chess, opposite side castling, whoever gets to the king first is going to win the game. This is a very, very clear plan for both sides. White is very aggressive right now, and you will get crushed if you don't know what you're doing here with either side because the kings are on opposite sides. Generally, you will see them on the same side castle, so it's less aggressive. But opposite sides are very, very aggressive. And this queen, yeah, okay, I could attack the queen. Let's like go h4. I attack the queen, but then the queen moves away. And you need to be fast over here. So this is kind of the only opening where you need to take this pawn right here. Let's go from the beginning again. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. This is the only opening where after d4, you should take and then follow up with the same stuff you usually do. Bishop e7 or knight f6, get castle quickly. If he takes yours, let's actually do this. How would you take this knight back? You got 2 ways to capture. Exactly. How would you capture?
I mean, we want the center ones close. We want the closer to the center. So don't do this.
Man, that's crazy. That is actually a real general principle in chess. Like he just figured that out by himself, chat. That's kind of crazy, like ridiculous. It's insane how like high level stuff just it goes to every aspect of life. High level melee player, and like this man just applied that to chess. This is exactly right. You take towards the center. Generally speaking, you want to take towards the center. Now, you could take this way and open up the bishop, but, I mean, this is a queen trade, and this is going to be quite boring, to say the least. It's going to be a boring game. But pawn takes gives life still into the game. You can follow it with a d5. Let's actually do this, bishop e2. And then d5, which is nice. After captures, you take back. I get some central control. Everything revolves around the center. Castles, okay. Get my knight out. Develop some more. Central control. Knight c3. Is he attacking it? Kind of, but let's see how many we have defending. Chess is simple math. We have 2 attacking, 2 defending, but it also is white going to be the one capturing first. So if I get out of the way, you grab the pawn, or I did, but that's not good because you'll take back, and obviously you have enough.
But then I have advantage because then my queen just eats your queen if you take that.
Exactly. Very good. Excellent. Perfect. All right, from the top, let's go. I'm gonna go the other pawn.
Okay.
Very good. You should generally meet the same pawn like this. I'll go c4, the Queen's Gambit, the Netflix series, and also the real opening. This one, a lot of people mess this up. So let's see what you do after c4. Stop putting your bishop in front of the pawns. Hungry box. Don't do it again. It's the same way. You did it the other way too.
Right, I'm blocking them.
Stop putting a bishop in front of the pawns.
So how about this?
Okay, that's better. Nice. Not in front of the pawns. So what I want you to do, though, when you face the Queen's Gambit, this is one that a lot of people mess this up. Like, this is a generally messed up, people mess this up a lot. Remember, this is why, and this is usually when I talk about the dollar pawns, which we said before, these are dollar pawns, so this is 90 cents. So when we go d5 and c4, what he's trying to do is, let's say you go here, you know, bishop f5, which is cool. But after he takes, he has $2 in the center. You only got one. So after queen takes, look at this. Now your queen get hit. Now you got to move your queen. Remember, you already kind of, okay, let me go back home. Then I go e4, and I'm just kicking you around. I'm kicking you around, and I got the pieces already. I have no central control as black here. So if I go back, right? If I go back, how would I keep a dollar pawn in the center? There's two ways, but it's actually kind of one. How would I keep a pawn here? The best way to protect the pawn is by his brother. How would you do that? Exactly. This is the Queen's Gambit decline. Now, of course, okay, here, yeah, they still have two pawns in the center, but at the same time, you have not given up central control. That's the main thing. You didn't give up central control. So you also could try this one too, which is c6. So after pawn takes, now you still have two pawns in the center. Your knight can develop to his natural square. Don't put a bishop in front of your pawn. You would go bishop f5, right? And actually, let's just play some moves out. You would develop. You can even go e6. Problem with e6 is it locks the bishop in, but you can develop it first, maybe. Then go knight c6, and then e6. And
then my other knight probably.
Exactly. Very good. Bishop e7 or d6. You want to think about how can you maximize your pieces. Like when you're developing, think about how can I maximize it, which is why when you look at what you did earlier too, with this bishop e6, it's not really maximizing it. Like you got a lot of other squares. You want to try to maximize what you can do as much as possible. So, all right, let's run it back. I'm going to play d4, and then we're going to get into puzzles real quick. We're going to get into some puzzles. All right, and that and then we'll be done for today. Oh, you played d5. Let's go knight f3. Let's see what happens. Okay, nice development. I'll go e3 or something. Good. See if you're paying attention here. Nice. You defended it. I just wanted to see if you were reactive. I am attacking you. You need to defend it. Better way, e6. Or just taking it. Or even moving away. Problem with g6 is think about where does your king sit. And let's actually talk about that for a second. Let's just look at castles, right? And then you go here and then like, you know, here. And then you try to get castled, right? So I want you to think of your castle as like, you know, the roof to your house. So when you castle, you know, look at, yo, they like, yo, where is your front door? You know, I just live like this, bro. That's what we do.
Okay. Right.
That's where I live. You know what I mean? Right. That's why they got castle, right? So, you know, you don't want to be living like this, right? You can put your king here. This is a very aggressive way of playing, but this is very advanced to be able to do this. So instead of g6, you would go e6. Now, also, you could go g6 with the intention. Let me show you this. This is very advanced. I go castles, e6. You know, you can castle to both sides. So just because the front door open over here doesn't mean you don't have another house to go to.
I can pull a sneaky.
Exactly. You could go right. I got the sneaky. I got another property. And then remember, when you castle on opposite sides, whoever gets to that king first is going to win. Chess is a team game, so you want to be able to use your pieces to convert. For instance, I'll show you a quick example of how pieces work together. You know, let's go like rook here. Rook here. Now you can do this by yourself, but like I always say, stop trying to be LeBron with one piece, or like, you know, in the melee terms, like it's ice climbers, not ice climber, you know, like it's not one, it's two, like it's more than one piece, more than one. You have to do this. You have to use more than one generally.
And even in melee, when the king loses queen, if one ice climber loses the sister, he can still win.
He can still win. Yeah, that's possible. Correct.
You gotta be careful.
That is correct. Correct. But yes, at the same time, I'm gonna just show. Okay, this is just for teaching purposes because that's not a good move, but not this one's not either. But I just want to show for teaching purposes here. So look at this, queen h3. You're like, whoa, he could just take my queen. No, he cannot. This is called a pin. So we're using two pieces to create the checkmate threat. He's not paying attention. Boom, checkmate, get him off the board immediately. Right, so this is game over. Because you have two pieces here attacking. Usually it takes 3 or more pieces for a successful attack. Sometimes you can do it with 2. Sometimes you can do it even with 1, which they call it like back rank checkmates and stuff like that. So now your biggest thing, you know, we went through all of this. I think you'll pick this up very fast. You already have. So now the biggest part of today's lesson is the CCT training, aka COE training. This is the merch I have on right now. All of my chat knows, everyone knows me in the world for COE, aka calculation over everything. That's very important to calculate, and a very foundation of the COE training is CCT training. I like to use acronyms, which is checks, captures, and threats. So how are we going to do that? Now, you're going to, this is what I tell all my students to do, so you're getting a glimpse into the real big boy how to get better at chess levels we're going to use Puzzle Rush, and we're going to use Puzzle Rush 5 minutes. So what I want you to do, I'm actually going to go over to the stream, and I'm watching your stream now. So I want you to go over to the Learn tab. Sorry, not Learn, Puzzles. Go over to Puzzles and click on Puzzle Rush.
Okay, so we go to Puzzle Rush?
Yeah, and then go to Puzzle Rush. And when you get to Puzzle Rush, I want you to use the 5 minute one. Yeah, Puzzles and then Puzzle Rush. There you go. Yeah, Puzzle Rush right there. Perfect. Now you want to click OK, and then click 5. Click the 5 one.
Okay.
So what you're going to do here is I literally only want you to look for checks, captures, or threats. This is all you're going to ask, and I'm going to mute myself. So you're going to do checks, captures, threats. As soon as you're done, then we'll talk about what happens. So
am I white?
It actually tells you in the right hand, top right, if it tells you if you're white or black.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm going to mute, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I check. Okay, cool. I am muted. Wait, can you hear me, Hungry Box? Okay. Chat, can y'all hear me? I wonder if I'm muted everywhere. I don't know. I know I'm probably not muted in my chat. Yeah, I'm okay. Perfect. So he can't hear me. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, yeah, that's incorrect. It's all good. But we're trying to get him into check captures threats here. There it is, big dog. Come on, box. Come on, box. Come on, bro. I can hear you. What up, Big Belly? What's going on? What's up, chat? Come on, box. Oh. Yep. Come on. Oh, my goodness. He lost his absolute in front of all these people. He was close. See in light mode. Yeah, I like the light. That's a nice check. Misclick for real. Maybe it was a misclick. Let him cook. Let him rook. Let him rook. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So let me unmute. Okay. So
I'll try it again.
All right, bro. So perfect. This is what we do. So I want you to stop this one actually, and I want you to. We're gonna resolve the ones we got wrong. So I'll show you how to find that. You always resolve, or else if you get the same puzzle, you're gonna get it wrong again. So it's important to resolve. So we're gonna go over to the home page. Go to is it home? Yeah, go to home and then stats. Or like at the top, all the way at the top, and then stats. Yeah. And when you click on stats, we're going to change that to puzzles. It's like a drop down where it says stats on the left. Perfect. Go to puzzles. Then scroll down to the bottom until we see Puzzle Rush right there on the right. Yeah. Perfect. And then click the first run that today. Now you want to resolve the ones we got wrong. So click on that X. You're gonna have to double click the X over there to the right. It's like right under the time. There you right under your time. You see those? So you got the green check marks and X's. Yeah. So you have to right click. Okay. Exactly. Right click it and then click in the bottom right hand corner the green thing to resolve it.
Okay.
Looks like the green hand. Perfect. So what you play here is you play Queen G1 check. So you checked them, which is good. You looked for checks. You found a check, but that doesn't mean you play a check. You just see that it's there. But you also have to look for what captures do you have. So scan the board real quick. You have a lot of checks, but do you have any captures before you move anything else? And it's black to move.
Trying to capture the king specifically right now?
Well, no, it's just captures, period. In fact, So what captures do you have on the board? There you go. Perfect. There you go. Queen hanging.
I don't know. I thought it was only king. That's why.
Yeah, no, it definitely captures everything. So now exit out of this tab, not just this puzzle. You want to exit out this entire tab.
Okay.
And then after you're done exiting out the tab, then you're going to go. It's going to take you back to your puzzles that you would just. No, you got to exit. It's like crazy because it's kind of annoying. You have to exit out of the entire tab itself.
Oh, okay.
And then it should take you back to. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Now go back to the next puzzle rush one you got wrong. Do the same thing. Perfect. Now
white to move.
White to move. Let's click that green button at the bottom right.
Okay, gotcha. White to move.
And in this one, you play Queen G7 check. And you saw a check, but there's a better check. And think about how pieces work together. You have a knight and a queen. How do they work together? What square do they meet together?
Knight and the queen They meet F7. They meet.
That's one. Where's the other one that's relevant to where his king is?
It would be knight captures pawn H7.
But you also can take with what other piece?
Bishop? No.
The queen.
No. I'm white.
Yeah, you playing
Yeah,
white.
queen captures.
And it's checkmate. Look at that. Because the knight defends the queen.
Right, because he can't go. Wait, can't the king? Oh, he can't go down. He can't go. Yeah, it's checkmate.
Checkmate.
Right.
Beautiful. All right, exit out of this last, and then you got one more. Then we got one more puzzle run to do.
All right.
Perfect. Very good. And then the exit out of that. Yep, do that one. Now, this one, you actually, I'm not going to lie, you played a very human move. You actually took the queen that was free. Like, it's a free queen, bro. So, you know, you would have.
Who wouldn't do that right there?
Yeah.
And there's no punishment.
Correct. Now, the crazy thing is they say when you find a good move, look for a better one. So, that's like a high level chess thing. The queen is hanging, but you also have checkmate in one move. Where is that?
Oh. I do have checkmate in one move. And that would be.
Remember, bishops are long-range snipers. So you want to see how do they work together, the bishop and the queen. Which queen? Oh, which bishop, sorry.
Damn it.
It would be the other bishop. So it would be queen takes F. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you got it back. It would be queen takes rook.
Queen takes rook. What? Wait,
Now,
can't the king just eat the queen and he's fine?
Well, it's that, it's that sniper bishop on A3.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. Snipers, bro. They long range. Exactly. It's kind of crazy how that works.
Crazy. Okay.
That's crazy. All right, perfect. Next run, big dog. Last run. I want you to lock in. And you got 5 minutes here, so you don't have to go so fast. I like how fast you move. Yeah, you go to Puzzle Rush, go back to Rush, and then go to
Puzzle Rush.
Gotcha. Yeah, you gotta like.
I do have 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes. Yeah. Here we go.
Exactly. You got 5 minutes here to like go through it. I'm gonna mute myself and do your thing and take your time. Think about it. Checks, captures, threats. Do your thing. All right, chat. Let's go. So let's see what he got. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he got, chat. See what he got. Oh shoot, this one already ridiculous. I wish they would have given him an easy one, like a back rank mate or something. He might get this one wrong. Dang. Let me see what it get. Wait, hold on. Ah! Oh wait, it's still going. Dang it. Oh, that sucks. He's reaching for the wrong piece. Wait. Ah! That's so stupid. I'm mad they gave him that one. He was looking good, bro. Like, why they have to give him that one for the first one? That sucks. But okay, well, he back in the game. You know what I mean? Give him the easy ones, right? That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be, man. Easy stuff first, right? There it is. See, you know, give him the back. This is what you're supposed to get quickly. You know what I mean? Is the checks, the check ones. He's looking at it. I see his eyes. Yeah, there it is, big dog. He's using his time. Let him rook, chat. Let him rook. When do you think it'd be time to teach him opening or two? We actually, well, teaching an opening is not generally the best thing to do, Bill Belly. You want to actually remember principles and develop, and then look for checks, captures, threats, especially when, you know, openings, things change. So on move 3, let's say we practice this one thing, and then on move 3 or 4, they do something completely different, and then he don't know what to do no more. This is how it happens in chess, period, for like most players. Is as soon as something else happens, they have no idea what to do. So it's important to not teach, you know, openings so much. Yeah, he competing in PogChamps, Turtle Monkey. That's crazy. There it go. Box him up. Box him up. There it is. He found it. Yeah, he finding these checks. He finding the check ones. Nice job. Just develop exactly. Thanks for the follow there, Cocoa Oranges. Oh, Arch. What's up? I like he's taking his time. Wrong piece, big dog. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let it go. Dang it.
Another one.
Early Canty stream. What's up, RLG? What's up, dog? It's good. What up? Yeah. Why not from here? Yeah, the knight is right. It was rook takes. It was rook takes. Knight was incorrect. It was rook takes b7, Shadow. You're showing your rating now. Showing your rating. I've heard too much in openings and regret not doing my puzzles. Yeah, you have to do. Heck, very nice. Ooh, this one's hard. Let's see if he sees the queen sack.
What? Doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, no, it says rook.
Yo, bro, you did much better though. Excellent. I mean, you went. Yeah.
I make some dumb ass mistakes.
Nah, bro, the first one was annoying. The first one, I was like, we was rooting for you because they gave you one that was ridiculous. Like the first one was absolutely ridiculous for being the first one. So let's go through and resolve the ones you got wrong. The first one here, you actually found the right move, which was awesome. Like you found knight takes c2. I'm like, let's go. You know, I was hyped. You know, so you found knight takes pawn. That's correct. Now, what you did here is what they call a fork. So a fork is when a piece is like, especially the knight, is you're attacking so many things at once. So you took the pawn on c2. You did it correctly. Go ahead, take the pawn. Okay. And then after taking the pawn, he moved the king. Now you have to take that same knight and capture what?
The rook?
Exactly.
Wait, but what's the point of that? Are we trying to kill the king?
Or you are,
like playing the optimal move.
Yeah, but it also the objective of the game, especially in puzzles too as well, is it's either going you want to checkmate the king, but sometimes if it's not there, you have to just take material until it is there. So you just start taking you get more value. Exactly as chat's saying, you're getting more value. Like you're building up that damage. Like you beating that man up, and then you hit him. You know, he on like 140% damage or something. Right, and then you just hit him once and he's done. That's how it goes. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Right, you can take the house, then you checkmate him. So that one's done. Now let's resolve the last two you got wrong. And then I'm going to give you some homework. Okay. So yeah, this one was instead of knight takes b7, and you took it because you realized, and this is one thing that I see is going to be something you want to work on in your homework, is if one piece can you take with the other one? So you knew that you could take that pawn on b7 with the knight. That's what you played, but you could take with the rook too. So you have to see which one is better and why. And rook takes was the move. Exactly. Very nice. Rook checkmate. Nice. And then the last one was a fancy, annoying combo that that you found the first move, but the second one is just not realistic. It's harder to find if you haven't seen it before. So
it's black to move.
Yeah, and you did the right first move, which was take the pawn.
Yeah, I went over here.
Yeah, you took, and then now after taking the pawn, you now have checkmate.
I should have gone here.
Queen. Oh, yeah, I'm on delay watching the stream. Exactly. Queen f1. Yeah. Queen f1. Yeah. And then rook takes and rook takes checkmate. Beautiful.
I knew it too. At the moment, I thought the white rook was mine, but I was black, so I was like, oh crap.
I was like, oh wait, no, hold on. Now, perfect. That's why I figured. So good first day. I think naturally your openings. Remember, don't push that f pawn so early right next to your king. Make sure you get castle, get your pieces out. I think that was very easy for you. Now the big thing to work on before PogChamps happens is you need to 5 times a day. I want you to be doing this with a goal of trying to hit 20. When you hit 20, you gonna be sitting nice, bro. If you can hit 20 in Puzzle Rush, and let's say you do 20 in Puzzle Rush 5 times, you've did 100 puzzles in effectively 25 minutes, which is insane. That's an insane amount of puzzles to do in 25 minutes, because generally people don't do enough puzzles. They don't even do Puzzle Rush. So they'll just do regular puzzles and end up doing like 20 in a day rather than 100 in 25 minutes. So, you know, it's people will never catch up to you if you're able to get that number higher every day. So you want to do 5. 5 is a minimum. You can also do maximum. I say maximum an hour a day of doing Puzzle Rush over and over and over. Make sure you're resolving the ones you get wrong. Every time you get them wrong, go resolve, or else you haven't learned anything. You're gonna keep getting that same thing wrong. So when you see it in the game, you'll never ever spot it because you never trained it. You never resolved it and figured out what the right answer was. So this is your main thing to do, is to do this the most. And then when it comes to games, let me see, actually, let me go back to your profile. I think you were playing Rapid. Yeah, you are. So you're playing Rapid. So I would recommend like 3-4 games a day after you do Puzzle Rush. So 5 Puzzle Rushes with the 5-minute ones. And then I want you to do, 2 to 3 games per day. And you should be set, bro. I'm excited to see you work, my guy. You got any questions, anything like that, man?
Yeah. Canty for the fans. Really quick, would you mind beating my ass in a quick game?
Oh, let's go, man. Let's do it. Let's go, dog. I got you.
Invite me to a game.
Sure, you can. Yeah, I can do that right quick. How much time you want to play?
10 minutes, I think.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Let's go. in here.
It's always good. And look, my elo is now 300, not 120.
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
See how quick this takes. Oh, you're playing the dollar store pawn. That's
yeah, yeah, you know.
Uh-oh, I'm already kind of afraid. Well,
light work.
Send it.
It's all theory. It's all from the book, boys and girls.
I see.
If you're moving, okay, yeah, it's all from the book.
Okay, we're playing.
All from the book, boys.
Okay. I got the pre-moves made. Holy crap. Okay.
All from the book, boys. 44 months. Nice. I see you over there, Captain Kidd.
Captain Kidd, thank you.
What's going on?
Oh, so you what's crazy is that you have to move set up so quickly. They're just like, yeah, I already know where I'm gonna go.
yeah, this is what I love doing. Oh man, we play.
Actually, this is a puzzle right here. This is
okay, there you go. Think, use your time. That's right.
This is a puzzle.
GL on the chess journey. Met H4 system kind of was a real bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's even going on. Oh geez.
Oh man, I was just relentless in attacking you, 100%. So, but from like a standpoint of like you playing real chess, like you developed your pieces, you got castled. Like they're not gonna do any of that, but you did develop, you castled. And what I want you to focus on too as well is use your time. Use your time. It's very important to do that. Also, I want you to start playing with the same time control you're gonna be playing with, which is 10 minutes, 10-second increment. So I think you're already playing rapid, which is good, but you actually get extra time each move when when PogChamps happens. So you'll be able to play with extra time every time you move. You get an extra 10 seconds. So play with that and focus on, especially out of the opening, using somewhere between a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, per move until you around maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Then you want to pick up the speed a little bit, which you don't have a problem doing at all. You just don't want to be moving super fast out of the opening because you want to really, process what's going on. And doing those puzzles every day is going to help you with that process.
Bro, when they get right in my face, I panic.
Yeah.
Like if it's a queen right at my doorstep, I have no idea how to answer. I panic every time.
Yeah, what you have to do is ask, what are they doing and what resources do I have? That's the only way that you can get around that fear, because it's a fear that we all have, actually. In fact, even at my level, when you see a queen, you're like, whoa, what is this man doing? Because they're trying to attack you. So you just want to process, sit back, think, what can I do? Is there anything he's doing, number one? And then number two, what can I do to respond? Or at least, especially if they're bringing a queen over by the king, you want to say, what resources can I have to defend my king? Remember, it's a back and forth thing. Chess is like a conversation in a way, or like a battle where like the battle, I'm bringing pieces to battle. You need pieces to combat that battle, right? So that's what it's more about, bringing people. And what you kind of did in this game, you brought more pieces around the king. I just found, obviously I love tactics, so I found all the tactics. But you brought pieces closer to your king, which is a natural inclination and a very good thing that you did anyway.
Okay.
Fire. So, all right, bro.
Hey,
Man.
thank you for the.
Hey.
Yeah, we should play again soon.
I'm with it.
I just don't want to flounder out in this. I want to go at least win one round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, all beginners, I think, are mostly beginners. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
So we can meet up. I think what day is it? Is it next week? Next week for you guys?
PogChamps is in 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks. Okay,
Or I might
perfect.
be wrong.
Yeah, because I'm out of town this weekend, so we can. I mean, we can do. Yeah, we'll just meet up on Discord. I'll hit you and let you know, and then we can probably do 1 or 2 more. Where the next one's going to be strictly probably playing and analyzing.
Yeah,
play, analyze. So we go back and forth.
So I'll do a bunch of puzzles between
Exactly.
now and then.
Right.
When do you want to meet up again? You said,
Yeah, sometime actually when I get back, I leave on Thursday. Oh, I'm free Saturday, so maybe just Saturday. Saturday seems good for me.
All right, we'll meet up on Saturday then.
Perfect.
Most likely if I'm free.
Cool, bro.
All right,
man. Catch you later. See y'all later, chat. Hungry Box chat. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace, guys.
Yo, chat. Yeah, we have Hungry Box with us.